Ah, yes, another day, another audit. Longtime fan, Rudy. I don't know why. I'm a creepy dude. Pump and dump central, right? Remembering the tinfoil hats, making a king's chair with booster boxes, and all about the fetches and cons. Boy, that brings back some memories. I played Magic since 2012-13, opening some Gate Crash to get the Boros Reckoner for third. Oh my god, I remember that. Dude, I remember more. That was a regular rare, not even a mythic. Played until 2018. Ended up with a busy work schedule and had to let go of Magic, sold some here and there. Then, here comes the story we've talked about so many times, folks. During 2020, I switched my job positions at work and gained some free time. I saw one of the remaining decks I had together during the loss of time. No, I had together during the loss of time. It was like nostalgia and decided to hit up my old Magic friends. They were still playing, luckily. I immediately gained interest again. Started up collecting and spending a handful. Since I had a bigger income, I got to play the cards I never had before. Some of which are reserve list cards. Still playing EDH without these cards. I bought them just in case I had interest later on. Grabbed most on eBay. Some here and there on TCG Player. Life plans have changed, and I'll make things smoother if I sold these cards I don't play. Thanks, Eli. So, folks, we got a nice little stack here. All right, we got a nice little stack of Rudy. First, a couple ground things here. End of March 2022. Okay? Hopefully this video goes live somewhere around then. So just understand this is the date we're being filmed. We are still in a market where reserve list expensive cards aren't doing anything. They're not going up. They're not going to the moon. There's no free tendies. Money machine stopped going burr. Interest rates are going up. So the money machine, instead of going burr, is going backwards and sucking the money back in. A little bit of a gift sucking giggity. And expensive cards like Eureka, starting off the video. Great card. Not skyrocketing, even if it's played and well loved. Mox Diamonds. Mox Diamonds again. 5 Mox Diamonds again. Great cards. Not minty. Definitely got some play. Definitely played. Well loved. Again, haven't really been skyrocketing. Nothing's happened. If anything, a lot of these cards have done nothing but either stay flat or slightly negative in the previous probably 6 to 12 months. Next, Brick of Revised. We got some nice duels over here. Some are pretty nice. Some are played. A little yellow tint on the Underground Sea. Let's just look at the duels real quick. There we go. And again, dual lands. Not really much excitement going on. Not really much happening. No real price spikes. Ooh, we got a damage one down here. Definitely got some card missing on there. And there's been no real price increases. There's been nothing super crazy going on. And that's... Oh, we got another damage one right there. We got, looks like a little pretty almost bent corner. Worn off corner. So we got Bayous, Badlands, Valks, Savannas, Taigas, Trops, Tundras, Scrubbies, and Plateaus. Nice little Brick of Revised duels. Okay. Again, it's very weird because we're not seeing... like. I feel like I'm living in Bizarro world. We're in this time where it's like, oh, cool, expensive cards, nobody cares. Little copy artifacts, Wheel of Fortunes. Again, I always feel that these are the type of cards that are going to lead Revised higher, not the dual lands. I've been talking about that since 2020. All right, we can mention Invoke the P over here. Apparently, I've found out recently that PSA and Beckett won't even grade these cards anymore. Ever since Wizards did the cultural banning stuff in 2020 during all the chaos. So some people are telling me graded versions of like Crusade, Invoke the P, I don't know, the Gypsy stuff, and so whatever the other ones were, I don't remember. Apparently they could have tremendously large premiums on graded ones since they won't grade them anymore. Thought that was quite fascinating. So over here, once again, here you go. Nice Sliver Queens. We got an English and a non-English. Not a big fan of the non-English. Always definitely a lot less liquidity in the United States, but it makes sense to have a bunch of Sliver Queens with Mox Diamonds for Stronghold era. Angus McGanzi. Again, I remember this was a $50 card for a long time, sitting probably around the 1 to 200 range, depending on condition. Now we get to where everyone's probably gonna go crazy. Cards from the dark. Let me pull up some cards from. Okay, so we got some of the very iconic cards from the dark. In the past, all everybody cared about was Preacher. Now all everybody cares about is Goblin Wizards, Vortexes, Season. These are the hot cards that continue to see a lot higher transactional exchanges, there's just a lot more transactions happening on these type of cards, not the OGs, not the expensive stuff. The dark remains very, very hot and very, very sought after in this 2022 bizarro post-strange money machine era. It's a very strange world, folks. Same thing, Legends cards. A lot of these bizarro type cards are actually seeing a lot more play. I'm sorry, I don't want to lie to you guys. Come on! No, they're not seeing play. They're seeing a lot more bids and activity of people. By the way, most people, anybody ever notice there's like a scarab, like a spider scarab bug in the middle, insect? That was brought to my attention the other day. I never even noticed that. So some of these weird legend cards, again, they're seeing a lot more attention, a lot more activity. People are more excited about stuff like that. Thanos, the coffin, the candelabras, the archaeologist, that's antiquities. We talked about a million times. That's always going to be a thing. I probably need to do another video. It's been a long time on old promo cards. DCI promos, Judge promos, F&M promos, full textless, damnation, full textless, crazy promos. We probably need to do a follow-up on that. This was an interesting card. It was like the only promo we found. Obviously not like super minty or anything, but we found this thing in this collection. And Thawing Glaciers has had a lot more chitter-chatter lately because it's part of the alliances. Alliances, and of course the dark, tend to become the hot stuff now. And, nobody wants this overpriced stuff. And there's been a lot of conversation on Thawing Glaciers. I don't know if people realize there's even a promo version of Thawing Glaciers. I think it's like the only reprint of Thawing Glaciers ever. So just want to lay that out there. I feel like I need to do another video on promos because promos used to be a really big deal. All right, now we get into Exodus. You get the Hatred cards, which have been seeing some good activity. You get the Reoccurring Nightmare. And yes, I'm sorry, but for everybody we do have a signed card from good old Ken Walker over here. Can you guys see that? There's the Ken. Yeah, that should be the artist. Yeah, or I'm sorry, Kev Walker. I apologize. So we do have a signed card. This one is non-English. The other ones are English. Again, Stronghold cards. Very cool stuff. Always been a big fan. Dream Hulls. Kind of a lower tier Stronghold card, but very cool. You get to some of these actual Urzas. These are the Destinies Replenish. And of course, the old Academy. Rectors, not Reactor, everybody. Everybody always says, oh, you got a Reactor deck. I remember that when I was younger. A lot of these white enchantment style cards are pretty big deal. Treachery's big deals. Then you get over to the Weatherlights, Null Rods. Yeah, by the way, this is one that I've had a lot of conversations with patrons about recently. A lot of people have been mentioning these Humility cards. Holy smokes. Apparently there's been some targeted activity on these bad boys recently. I was going to make a video on it, but I just thought it was an interesting thing. All right, the Hollow. Another one of my all-time favorite Urza's Destiny cards because it always passed the Rudy doesn't come into play tapped. Gives you mana, and it can target regeneration. I always thought this was a ridiculously underappreciated card. I don't know if that's done anything in price. I don't think much has happened with that. Then you get more of the Tempest. You got the old Will. You get the Urzas. Visions, the old Anvil. Don't underestimate that bad boy. Then we're back to Alliances. Very hot again. Helms of Obedience, Thawing Glaciers, Soldevi Excavations, Lake of the Dead, and then you have like 30 other low-tier Alliance reserve list cards that have been very, very popular lately. So continue to see the flow of money towards things like that. And then you got more Urzas, Staples, Urzas. Intuition. This is one, actually, I got a video coming up. I'm in the process of negotiating with an investor who bought out Intuition. So you may be seeing a big video on Intuitions coming up. That'll be an interesting follow-up. LED, Earth, of course, Metal Workers. You guys know how I feel about my Metal Workers. I think I probably have almost 1,000 now. Grims, and of course, now we get back to some old stuff. I'm going to speed through some of these older, kind of lower tier stuff because I want to comment on a few things. I don't want the video to get too long. So again, Legend cards, great set collecting things. Now you get into a lot of the, I don't want to say that like the junk bond category or the junk reserve list category, but this is the cheap stuff that's getting, this is the part of the video. These are what people are excited about. I just wanted to share, well, not the bargain. Here's a great comment. Yeah, the infamous Endbringer, that flippin' creepy chick artwork, man. So again, the Claws, Grim Feast. You see some Carrions, Chaos Sphere, Seeds, Political Treacheries, Hall of Gemstones. There's a Mirage, infamous one. Infernals, Heats. There's actually Fallen Empires. Strong purple flying elephant guys. Or I'm sorry, hippos? Rhinos? I have no idea. Purple flying things. Again, more weird Alliance reserve list cards. Corpses, Harbingers again. Weird Purgatories from Mirages, Phyrexians. Diamond Kaleidoscope. That was a reserve list card we did a big buyout on. from an investor, was it a year or two? You guys can just Google Diamond Kaleidoscope Alpha Investments. You'll see the video. We did a big buyout on that. I remember that card. Purgatory, again, more random stuff. More Visions cards, Mirage, Liege. And again, Weather Lights, Jester. Okay. Ice Age. Oh, there's a Peacekeepers. You guys know I love Peacekeeper, one of my favorite cards. Yes, Stone Calendar, the Dark. I'll put you over with the Dark. Mind Over Matter, highly underappreciated. Didgeridoo! I just love the name. I actually think, I swear, if they ever make Minotaur a thing, this card would be so overpowered, man. Flipping one drop. You put this on turn one, man. Squandered Resources. Hey, Sold Heavy Excavations. Outposts. That was the other one. Canyons. Lotus Veils. There's an Antiquities reserve list card. Don't forget the Martyrs and the Damping Fields are reserve lists from Antiquities. People forget that all the time. Ancestral Knowledges, Floods. And again, you got a bunch of lower tier. Again, a lot of these weird Alliance cards are reserve lists. And again, some of these, they're very funky cards, I'm telling you. Scorched Ruins, there's a nice little one. More Hardbingers, Cities. A lot of these are a couple dollar type things. No, maybe not by the time you watch this, who knows. Torix, you get little strips. And I think, Well of Knowledge. Hey, Opalescence, that's a nice one. The Lair from Visions, that's been a very interesting card I've heard people yap about. And Second Chance, that's one I've been hearing some activity about, where people are saying there might be some future synergies, and somebody has leaks of the new Copacabana, Streets of Copacabana set. I've been hearing about that. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. Okay, in conclusion, honored to have this really cool little collection here. I just feel like I'm living in bizarre world, everybody. I really do. Like, this last 6 months have been so strange. Like, the reserve list buyouts are still happening, but they're happening on this type of stuff. And it's so weird to me to see everybody focused on alliances, the Dark, in kind of this third tier, junk bond category. I hate using that. I feel like that's a derogatory term. I feel like it's just like, I hate saying it that way, but that's where all the action is right now. And I kind of find that weird, because I always talk to everybody and I'm like, hey, so if the claw over here, hold on, let me pick that up. The claw over here from Mirage, let's pretend this reserve list card became, I don't know, $200. Let's just make something up. If this is a $200 card, do you really think Lion's Eye Diamond from Mirage or Mox Diamond over here from Stronghold should be $400 or $500 or something? Like, assuming it's all mint condition and everything. Do you really think dual lands are appropriately priced if these get pumped up to $100, $200 a card, and some of the dual lands are $300, $400, or $200 a piece, depending on which card and condition, assuming all the same condition? I always think about that stuff, and it's the same thing. We're about to be on the backs of like Commander Legends 2, Jumpstart 2, Double Masters 2, and whatever God knows VIP super premium version. And I tell them the same thing. A case of Double Masters 2 VIP or collector box or whatever they do. If a case of 16 packs of those is like $2,000, like, would you rather have 2 cases of that or like a Mox Ruby from Unlimited for $4,000? And I find all that stuff strange and funky. And, I think a lot of people don't step back and think about how the whole system, the ecosystem of different tiers of cards have to move kind of in tandem. They all kind of have to stay in sync with each other. Otherwise, you can't have revised dual lands all become $2,000 a card, and, Legends and Strongholds and, Metal Workers and Urzas and are still cheap. You can't pump all this stuff. You can't make cards from the Dark $500 a piece, and dual lands are $200, $300. That's my argument with this stuff. Is for a long-term healthy market movement that's actually can hold its price and stable, the market as a whole has to move together. Otherwise, a single section of the market trying to pull away, the rubber band theory will pull it back. And I think that's what my speech is today. So hope you guys enjoyed looking at these old cards with me. Heading off to the Rudy Vault as they go. And as always, everybody, none of the cards in this video are for sale, but I appreciate the contacts. If you are looking to sell some old cards and you want to be on the channel, AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. Other than that, everybody have a beautiful day out there. It's a beautiful world. Don't surround yourself with negative people. They'll bring you down.